think we need to have an awkward conversation.
Another one?
Afraid so, yeah. The one that's getting me is, how do you choose a lawyer? When you come to sell a dental practice, how do you choose a lawyer?
Now, that's an interesting one. I reckon...
Let's go for a walk, you can tell me about it.
I think you, did you choose a lawyer on how cheap it is? Is that a good choice? Is that a good selection? I want the cheapest lawyer to do my dental transaction.
Generally in life, cheap isn't always a great idea, is it?
No, that's true, I suppose. However, it's only a lawyer.
But isn't this the person who's going to be responsible for making sure the documentation's all good? They're going to be involved in the timing of it to make sure it happens. They're going to give you the protection in the contract with making sure the warranties and the guarantees are good and safe. It's quite an important job, isn't it?
Yeah. I suppose when you say it like that, I hadn't really thought about that, to be honest. So do you reckon then cheap's not good?
Well, the guy that did, when I bought a house, the guy was really cheap because it was a simple conveyance.
Yeah.
So I assume I could probably use him because he knows a guy who said was cheap. So that's not a bad start point, is it?
Well, after what you just said, I'm not really too sure cheap is good, actually. Because surely if you've got all those skills and knowledge and you're trying to protect me and look after me, isn't that costly? So cheap's no. I think you've convinced me. Cheap's a no.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Actually, so cheap's not a good idea.
No, cheap's not good.
If we go to the other end of it, nobody wants to overpay. So is there a sweet spot in the middle, which isn't cheap, isn't too expensive, and I think we're now probably talking about experience.
Experience, I think. Yeah, I think. But all lawyers are the same, aren't they? Aren't all lawyers the same? Don't they all charge the same?
I guess they all start out qualifying as solicitors, but surely thereafter people specialise in certain areas. So there could be people that do matrimonial work or corporate work or employment work. And surely you want to find somebody that's got experience of managing many dental practice cases, so they understand those nuances and the specific elements of a dental practice sale. To protect you. I would have thought that would be a good idea.
Okay, so really I should, or anyone looking to buy a practice, should be looking at someone who's got experience in buying and selling dental practices. I suppose it makes sense, doesn't it, really? And I suppose also what they should then do is not just look at someone that bought a house for them or did a family business that might be nothing dental related, but find someone who's recommended, and then they will, I assume, sort of have a price point that's based around their knowledge, because the more you do, the more you know, so therefore you can contain your prices, not to be cheap but to give good value.
Yeah, that makes sense. But also I think there's another element, isn't there? A transaction takes several months.
Yeah.
So I would have also thought you'd want somebody working for you who has a real let's get the deal done attitude.
Yes.
Because there can be a tendency within the profession where people, and it's not that common, but they kind of score points. The documents almost become the thing as opposed to the wider...
It becomes a battleground as such, yeah.
As opposed to the underlying transaction that's for the good of the client. So I guess somehow, and it's quite tricky, isn't it? You want to unearth one of those solicitors that has the right mindset and attitude that's going to work on your behalf.
So it's like a can-do attitude.
Absolutely.
Get it done, get it delivered, get it done on time.
Yeah, because
push.
Actually, going back to the thing about price, getting the deal done is, you could argue, more important than saving a few £100s.
Well, I suppose when you say it like that, the danger is, I suppose, if you've got a lawyer who's not in that attitude frame of mind, the danger is, I suppose, the deal collapses and you still have to pay for it, don't you?
Yep. And you're back to square one.
You're not going to get it for free, are you?
And you've got to start all over again.
Yeah, that's a real interesting one, isn't it? Because you want someone who is going to move your transaction forward at a pace, being commercial at a decent price with that experience, because if it does fail at the end, you're still paying.
Yeah.
For nothing. For nothing.
The good thing is we know they're out there, so it's just a case
Yeah,
of finding
finding the right
the right one.
Oh, okay, yeah, right, excellent.
Interesting.